Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. And few venues rise to an occasion quite like this one. It is, of course, the world-famous Old Trafford. So off we go then. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, it would have to be the highly rated Dean Howson. The perfect blend of total football and tiki-taka. I like the front-footed approach he takes to defending. He's very effective.
Yaya Toure! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Caught offside that time. Out towards the flank. Space for him to turn and look. He's cut it out. Spread out to the left. Zanetti. Palmer. And it's Palmer. Stood up well to him there. Mbappe. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, robust challenge. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Oh, super ball! Bellingham. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
And that's aimed into the middle. And he's there to retrieve it. Chance for a shot! Dispatched clinically. And there is your opener. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, the roof's just about stayed on, but the crowd level has gone up a notch or 10.
Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe! It's a pretty loose pass. Palmer. It's a throw-in. Oh, well played, well played. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Chiellini gets across to intercept that. And it's Yaya Toure. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, well played. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And he's going to have his name taken. The player's body language here is a bit grim. It is not looking great at all. Alexander-Arnold looking to play it into the box.
Yeah, plenty of jostling in that box. They just need a good delivery.
Not the most accurate pass. Looking for options for movement. And this is Drogba. Neymar. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Manchester United clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that.
Decent chance! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Drogba. Chiellini. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Mbappe going forward. Now, can they get him away?
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
He won't be happy with that one. Xavi Alonso. Looking for the run. Nice bit of trickery. And he's running. And the finish! It's in! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, you have to credit the desire there. These boys knew they were in a battle, and they did exactly what was needed to get back into it. That's going to make the boss just a little happy now.
And that really is so impressive.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Manchester United restore parity. And the referee has signalled for half-time. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time.
And a quick announcement for the benefit
So it's one
of
each.
anybody who is
How are you seeing it, Jim?
Well, it's been an intriguing watch. A really nice contrast of styles that seem to suit both teams pretty well. Who's ultimately going to win it? It's anyone's guess still.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. So straight into the second half.
Liverpool are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Now that's a fine challenge.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And he's intervened well there. And this is Drogba. That is an excellent defensive intervention from the front man. That has not gone well. That pass has been well intercepted. Can he spark a counter here? And he's picked it up out wide. Can he get on the end of this? Neymar has the space to scheme. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Xavi Alonso. Howson. Chiellini. Passing is crisp and sharp. Rijkaard cuts out the pass. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Rafinha tries to play it through. That's a nicely shaped ball. It's couch!
Well, the keeper seemed to go into study mode then, and he's read it beautifully.
The attendance for this match was
Almost an hour gone.
71,898.
Rafinha. Palmer. Nicely aimed pass. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. It's ended up in no man's land. Robertson. That's going wide left. Cross goes in there. And that's out of reach. Kimmich. Chiellini. Plays it long. Manchester United have it back and can go again. Rafinha. And he is deftly away. Oh, no joy this time.
Substitution for Manchester United. Number 8.
Manchester United have
Neymar.
turned to their bench
Number
and
9.
we're going to have a
Haller.
substitution.
Number 13. Rafinha.
Looking to play him
Number
in.
24.
Mbappe providing an outlet on that flank.
Coming on the field. Number 23.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Number 14. El Hadj Diouf. Number
Mbappe,
21.
and he's found a way past.
Martinelli. Number
Chiellini
20.
did just about enough to
Vitinha.
come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Great vision. That has been cut short. Messi. Juve. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Martinelli! And no! He had to, and yet he could not.
Martinelli has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
And it's Bellingham. Can he get it through? A heavy challenge.
Liverpool clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
That's been drilled forward. Drogba is herring after that one. Kaut. Now it's Drogba. Howson promptly onto that, and that is that. Martinelli making good progress. And it's Kaut. He's looking wide. He is through here! And that is expertly dealt with.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Martinelli, now the delivery. Chance! Oh, that could be pivotal! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
Well, they've done the hard part, now
There
to
will be
survive
1
the last
minute
few
added
minutes.
time.
Well, these last few moments are going to be pretty frantic, I would think, as the opposition try tooth and nail to...
And the referee brings it to a close. Liverpool did lead, indeed they controlled, but they managed to throw it all away. A defeat made even more painful by the way it came to pass.
Please be made aware.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. Well, we're underway. Well, 2014-15 certainly provided some terrific highlights for Lionel Messi's career showreel. Many claimed it was his best season ever. He did, of course, win the treble, and Jim, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that.
Well, one of the pinnacles of his club career, Peter.
And what stood out for you?
His performance against Madrid's other team was just stunning, especially when you look back that they played him 6 times the previous season and didn't win once. So he just took them apart with his usual ruthless efficiency.
And he's whipped it across. Chance, surely! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Looking for a runner. Nicely worked. Bellingham! And he should have made them pay.
Oh, the pass was sublime. The finish was substandard. What a disappointment.
Liverpool with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And a chance! And that is wildly off target.
I think it's a very fair effort, Peter, considering he didn't have much in the way of space to play with.
Now that looks a decent ball. McAllister.
Cafu.
Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. He's found... Can he finish? Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Neither of these two want to come off second best. Totti. It's Totti! Francesco Totti is a genius! A finish of true class! And we have liftoff!
The goal scorer for Barcelona.
And that is stunning, just too hot to handle.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
And it's Lampard. Beckham. Mbappe. Oh, this is a terrific run. Mbappe!
Liverpool are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
And this is Totti, just to keep real chance! Oh, good finish! And they're threatening to fly away here! He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Not even a hint of hesitation. That is such a cool finish.
And yes, it's him again. He leaps for it. That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
And he's going to be disappointed with that.
Cafu.
And it's Messi. And they are prompt with their pressing. And here's Dembele. tries to play it through. Bellingham gets flagged offside. It's Drogba! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, the defence are in a good position to get behind the ball and let them just try from range.
And that's a good-looking ball. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Totti going face-to-face with his great rival.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And this is Shevchenko. Bellingham does really well to win the ball there. Dembele. Mbappe. It's a sweeping cross. Tries to get it clear. Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? And this is Shevchenko. Now it's Beckham. That is ended up in no man's land. Oh, that's well spotted. Adams. Cafu might just make this. Mbappe. Adams. McAllister is always looking to break lines. Yaya Toure. Mbappe. Well timed, excellent interception. Beckham.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
And here's Drogba. Bellingham. Looking for the run. Shoots! Has another goal! And there's a goal! And on the stroke of half-time, a priceless goal. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Yeah, he showed great...
That's it, 45 minutes up. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it.
And a quick reminder
well, the pickings certainly have been rich in this first half.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So we're off again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And here's Drogba.
Drogba really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And it's Messi. Ball's played through. Space for him to turn and look. Cross in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
Lampard. McAllister. Totti. Played out to the left flank. Dembele quietly revving up. Adams kept his eye on it, and he's there. Liverpool really looking to get back into this at the start of the second half. Out towards the flank. Good ball, good take. Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Chance here to counter. Yaya Toure. Tries to thread one through. He's in plenty of space here. That is lovely. And he's well positioned here. And he can thump it away. And they're quick to get it back. Almost an hour gone. Aimed beyond the defence. Pass is just off target. Silvestre calmly anticipates. And it's Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. He's on it. Can he get away? There are a chance! A wonderful effort all by himself.
He's absolutely full of energy here. Definitely had the right idea. A shame he just couldn't finish it off.
Now it's Mbappe. Robertson.
Unless they can devise a quick counter-attacking plan, they're going to need to see much more of this ball.
Looking to play him in. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Adams. Belletti. Silvestre. McAllister. And this is Shevchenko. Pinches it off him. Mbappe. Can he get on the end of this? Cross from Roberts. Oh, great leap! And the header is disappointing in the end.
Well, you see what a difference it makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence.
It's gone for a throw-in. Alexander-Arnold. He's a sharp little ball here. That has been cut short.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to...
Bellingham! It's anyone's ball now.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Toure scooting forward. Beckham. Oh, strongly challenged there. Bellingham can see things, others simply cannot. Silvestre. Now it's Totti. Barcelona could counter here. Tries to pass it through. Cafu. Shot a goal! And that would have been game, set and match.
And that reaction says it all. They had a real chance to tighten the screw there, and it's been blown.
Substitution on the field. Number 11.
So we have movement on both
Mbappe.
benches.
Number 15, Dembele. Number 20,
Liverpool have the chance to go the other way.
Number 42, Toure.
Now it's Rashford.
Coming on the field, number 14, Rashford. Number 6,
That's
Jamal.
very disappointing, it has to be said.
Number 18,
The final
Darwin
5
Núñez.
minutes.
Number 5, Vieira.
McAllister.
Substitutions taking place.
And it's Jorginho. He's not played the ball, that's a foul. Mbappe. Guardiola. To McAllister. And it's Messi. And here's Mbappe. And it's Jorginho. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it.
Barcelona nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Nicely weighted ball. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Robertson picks it up out wide. Czech claims it. Safe hands. And that's that. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margin. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. The Dutch capital is rocking. It always has. It did in the days when the great man after whom this arena is named took to the field, and it still does here and now. The faithful expect, and the team must deliver. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, it's hard not to be impressed with Achraf Hakimi, who has proven himself in many of the top leagues at such a young age, Peter. He's tactically very astute, he's versatile anywhere on that right flank, and you see him make overlap after overlap, and he loves to stretch defences.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Oh, can he get onto this? Tchouaméni kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. That ball looks a good one.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Yaya Touré goes for the shot! Mighty close.
Well, I think the defence are breathing a big sigh of relief here. He really spanked that, and it wasn't far away at all.
So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
And it's Yaya Touré. Mbappe! Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Oh, that's well spotted. And this is Drogba. Rice can see things others simply cannot. Mbappe threads one in. He is through here. Delivered with swing. Neither side yet able to find the net. Ajax do have a chance to counter here. This is Dembele. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, that's a fine interception.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Quality ball. Great ball, and he's in here. There's the shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
That's good running with the ball. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Looking for the run. It's played through for him. Khan gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. Camera.
Ajax always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now. Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Messi, he's shifting through the gears here. And we have our very first corner. Rice with the short one. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Messi. Messi is alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Drogba. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Robertson has it out wide and in space. Played in by Robertson. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Rodgers. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Now it's Hazard. Oh, that's fabulous. Morientes. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Yaya Toure. Tries to pass it through. And here's Mbappe. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now Van Dijk. Nicely aimed pass. That was good alertness. Hazard. And that brings the first half to a close. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So between them, no goals at all so far.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
So at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock, the score 0-0. So, into the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. And it's Robertson. Who played through for the wide man. Oh, important interception. Morientes. Now, what about a counter-attack? Just eases him off the ball. Drogba! Wow, that is Didier Drogba!
Well, what a restart this has been. A top player striking early. The perfect fillip to push on from what was a stunning finish.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Liverpool have fired themselves in front.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Now then, the ball's come loose. It's Drogba! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Khan herring after the ball here. Getting up there! That needed to be better, and he knows it.
Well, you see what a difference it makes to have so many runners into the box. Makes life so much harder for that defence.
Camera. Hazard, the magician-in-chief, his feet twinkling. And that's another good win of the ball. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is constant.
Tries a shot! And it's in! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper... Oh, that is asking for trouble. And he's managed to get free. Referee has just said play on. It's a lovely, neat pass. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And beyond the defence. He's picked his way through. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Can he get it through? Robertson. Cross from Bullish header! Didn't quite get enough on that.
Well, it really shouldn't be allowed to happen again. It needs to be dealt with at source.
Chouameni goes back to front. Cannavaro promptly onto that, and that is that. Hakimi kept his eye on it, and he's there. Now it's Messi. Great vision, and he was quick to react. Bellingham chasing after it. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Oh, he's been caught on it here! That's a lovely, delicate pass. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Messi. And the counter is on. Alexander-Arnold. Bellingham. Dembele.
Liverpool have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And they can break here. Knocks it into space. Well, played right into his path. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Yaya Toure crossed into the box.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
And this is Messi. He's got away. Morientes. Hazard. And the finish! It's a goal! Back to within one! Interesting!
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
Chance! And that would have been game, set and match.
Well, the keeper spared a few blushes here. Going 2 down at this stage would have made it an awful long way back.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That is a great pick out.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now. This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Well read, nice interception. And it's Bellingham. Liverpool close now to seeing this one through to the end. And he's picked it up out wide. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. It's an inviting looking ball that, and he's had it nicked away.
Has been indicated.
Bellingham looking to add to his goal. Tries to play it through. Stood up well to him there. And that's that. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Drogba voted man of the match and deserved. Oh, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie.
Hello,
The
everybody,
fans have
and
pulled out
welcome
all
to
the stops
today's
to make
match.
this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then.
Peter, if you're looking for a defensive blueprint, then look no further than Alessandro Nesta.
There's nothing he hasn't got, is there?
As complete a stopper as I can remember, he just loves to defend and he's always willing to put his body on the line.
And he's whipped it across. Czech claims it without any fuss. Bellingham tries one from range.
And he was there to get a vital touch. That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, easy pickings there. Oh, super find. Oh, that's fabulous. What a throw in. Alexander-Arnold does really well to win the ball there. Couldn't squeeze it through. Can he spark a counter here? Bellingham is sporting a guilty look after that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Dembele picks it up out wide, and we have our very first corner. That's a decent clearance. Tries to pass it through. Real chance! Denied by an instinctive save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
It's their second corner of the game. Cleared without hesitation. And now a sudden chance to counter. Van der Sar gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. And here's Drogba. And it's Bellingham.
That was lovely, that.
It's a good foot in there. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him.
Bellingham might well be in for a mouthful from his boss if his teammates don't get there first.
Now it's Puskás. Well, that's a dangerous ball. Takes a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Incoming delivery, well read, and the danger is averted. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Dembele. Looking for options for movement. Can he finish? Deftly away. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Can he get it through? Oh, perfectly measured that. And that's a good ball. Shot, surely! Goal! Botafogo! And Botafogo are in front. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Botafogo have penetrated for the first time.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Puskás gets flagged offside. Nicely weighted ball. Cross flung in. Oh, good climb! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Oh, he's been caught napping. Looks like he's been given offside again here. Yes, he has. And this is Drogba. Bellingham tries a shot! It's a goal! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
Pressure? What pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, at one stage he was being body checked, Peter, and then the next minute it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
Liverpool restore parity.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter.
And the finish! It's hit the upright. Yaya Toure. Now that looks a decent ball. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Van Dijk makes the interception. Rijkaard. Robertson is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. And that was very necessary.
There will be 3 minutes added
This
time.
interception, his positioning was spot on. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Neymar. It'll be a throw-in. And he's managed to get free. Van der Sar breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his... And for the first half, that is that. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. And we are back on the way. Oh, shooting chance! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him. Looking for the run. Liverpool have the chance to go the other... Chance! And it's a goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
And now he has two. Botafogo with the... It's Drogba! And it's in! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
And that really is so impressive. Liverpool drag themselves back again.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Dembele looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Oh no, that was never going to make it. Neymar threads one in. And that's a simple one for the keeper.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
And here's Drogba. Yaya Toure. Robertson. Played in by... Getting up there! And that's a sharp finish. And the comeback is complete. It was a great header. The invitation was irresistible and the finish unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Liverpool have their lead.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
That's destined for the flank. Botafogo can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
And the pass is intercepted. Neymar. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Dembele is herring after that one. And this is Neymar. No, it's come to nothing.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Well read, nice interception. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Just about up to 75 minutes. And here's Drogba. And he's had it nicked away. Tries to play it through. And he welcomes it in. And he's got away from it. Shoots!
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Botafogo have their second corner now. And it's been taken short. And now they can spring out of defence. So we have movement on both benches. Robertson. He is through here. He's cut it out. And here's Yaya Toure. And Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Bellingham. He's shifting through the gears here. Now, who's going to be first to this?
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Decent chance! So, what can they make of this? Now he's running away. Bellingham. He's had it taken off him. The final 5 minutes. Knocks it into space. Nice looking ball. And that pass just didn't quite work.
Botafogo really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks and sustain some pressure.
Can he get on the end of this? Spread to the right.
4 added minutes has
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. He's found a way through. Nunez! That's another chance. Well taken goal. And surely that does it. Perfect time, decisive strike. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
And that's that. Liverpool have won it by sheer force of character. As winning teams do, they managed to find that little extra when they needed it. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next
Hello,
2 hours,
everybody,
it
and
might not
welcome
feel
to
like
today's
that.
match.
The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. Well, we're on the way. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, I'm really impressed with this guy, Jude Bellingham. For one so young, he has wonderful intelligence and a great ability to read the game. The most expensive 17-year-old in the game too, and he's got a wonderful natural feel of space.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Oh, well, that is not a great touch.
It speaks for itself, doesn't it? Best left there.
Always goal side. It's Drogba! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Oh, good effort! And a terrific save from the keeper.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. Liverpool are applying all the early pressure.
Yeah, it's a good start, Peter, and they look hungry for goals, and they'll be aware of having to capitalise in such a good spell.
Now it's Dembele. Aimed beyond the defence, and that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Liverpool have their second corner now. That's the keeper's ball. And now they can spring out of defence. He's being urged to shoot. Dembele, and the finish! Now, who's going to be first to this? Crosses it in, and he was alert to it. Shot could be on. Ah, such a clever touch. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And here's Bellingham. Park Ji-sung. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Still goalless at the moment. And it's Azar. Looking for the run. Saka. Saka was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. He's picked his way through. And he's had it nicked away. Bellingham conjures time and space where few can. Thinks about the shot. Yaya Toure. He's having a pop! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Yaya Toure clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Park Ji-sung. Always onto this. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Alexander-Arnold. Saka promptly onto that, and that is that. Linton. Dani Olmo. Oh, there's a probing ball. And it's Olmo. Park Ji-sung. Park Ji-sung cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that. And
Shoots! Linton. And anyone who's joined us late, I can confirm that in terms of goals, at least you've missed nothing. And here's Drogba. Drogba unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Tries to play it through. Incoming delivery. A header! Harmlessly behind. Saliba. Half-time getting close now. Saliba. Oh, that is asking for trouble. He's shifting through the... Dembele! It's loose and there's a race for the ball.
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Park Ji-sung is one whose deliveries we all know about. Gently done. Danny Olmo tries a shot! Rijkaard. And the referee has blown for half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings.
The screen for information provided.
So your views on the first half?
It's a bit disappointing the way the team couldn't make the most of what looked like a pretty high-octane start, Peter. But this break should give them enough time to rediscover their focus and intent and start the second half in a similar manner. They have to keep believing.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later.
Knocks it out wide. Shot at goal! And again! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Swung over. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Now he's got space here, and he cuts out the supply. Now he's off and running. It's played through for him. Space for him to turn and look. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Corner number 3 coming up. Terrific effort! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Drogba certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Park Ji-sung and Danny Olmo, and he's being shifted off it, and it's Bellingham. Dembele, he's rising! Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. Bellingham. Can he finish? They've got to be quick to recover this. Joelinton up towards the hour mark and still no goals. And the ball's gone astray. Dembele, can he get it through? He's had a shot! And that's a tiny finish. And the game has liftoff. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
Liverpool have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And it's made... And the shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Barcelona really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Great vision, Robertson. In towards the backs. Oh, great leap!
Their response to falling behind has been very strong. They just need a converter to step up now.
Great. Oh, that's ambitious. And he's stuck it away. And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, look at the manager here. He's absolutely fuming, and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away.
Chance! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Saka. Mateus proves just a little bit too strong. Can he get on the end of this? Threads one in, and he's intervened well there. Half an hour gone in the second half. Hangs one in.
Been
relentless! Just relentless! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And it's Drogba. Now it's Mbappe.
Pretty robust defending.
Cross from... Gets his head on it! Outstanding save to keep that out.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
And the referee has brought play back and shown him a yellow card. And that's it. And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening.
Just a quick request.